Sometimes you meet like a couple and they're like 30 and like, oh, we've been together since we were 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And then you talk to the guy and he's like, babe. I'm like, you never had to work hard. You've gotten your at 12. Why would your brain expand?
Mm-hmm.
You've gotten like, oh, why would your brain feel the need to get better at anything? That's why I think you should lose your virginity at 45.
Yeah, it's working.
This is my only bet. That's the only thing I'm gonna do.
Hey.
Hey.
I mean, oops.
Gabe.
So how's it going?
Right off the bat, I was listening to our last episode. I think I said 500 bad words in the first 3 minutes. So I'm like, you censored so much of my text. I speak like a sailor.
It's like
exactly. And what's crazy is that we met a sailor this Sunday at the Good Night Comedy Show every Sunday.
Yeah.
And he was like super polite.
Was he a sailor or was he like a guy off a dock? Or
He's a fisherman. He fishes on a boat in like Alaska.
My uncle's a fisherman. He's drunk drinking Bud Light on a pier.
What?
My uncle's a fisherman.
Really? Wow.
Well, he's not
cool.
but he gets drunk and fishes off of a pier. Is that also a fisherman? Fisherman is such a broad term. It's almost like comedian. You know, a comedian's such a broad term. The guy that like is jerking off on the sidewalk, he's a comedian. And then there's Joe Rogan. Same as
his job was a fisherman. I think yours is just he likes to fish.
He's a sports.
My brother likes to fish. Isn't crazy?
Yeah.
He's becoming so white. I'm telling you, as we grow older, I'm becoming more white. My brother is becoming more white. Like my brother fishes. He has a boat.
You know.
It's about time, you know. And me, I can watch gory films. Like if I watch blood and guts in a movie, I get
it is kind of gross.
I'm becoming white. I never had that problem.
Wait, white people love horror films though.
Yeah?
Don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but aren't they like icked by stuff easily?
No.
Like, I grew up at war. I thought I would be okay with it.
Well, it's because horror is incessantly, is that the word? Inherently a nerdy thing. Like horror is very, very nerdy.
I like horror.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking the word horror.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like blood and then gore.
Like Saw.
Gore.
Okay, gore.
I can't if I see like someone vomit in a movie, I'm like, ooh.
Gore, Al Gore.
Al Gore. Like, yeah, if I see someone saying internet is a series of tubes, I'm like, ooh. No, I can't gore. I can't watch gore anymore. That's like, I'm becoming.
Yeah.
You know, it's as if I forgot my childhood of war. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, did you see a lot of like blood and guts when you were a little kid?
No, but you get used to the stress of just like everything is. Yeah, it doesn't like you're like I know it's fake. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that I used to see it as a child. It's that when I saw it in movies, I'm like, oh, this is fake because I saw real war and guns and on the news you see a reality. But now it's as if my brain forgets that it's fake. It's just like, ooh, and I want to vomit. I
like gore against monsters or something. Like there's this movie, dude. You should watch this movie. It's called Mandy. It's with Nicolas Cage, and it's like about like his girlfriend gets like murdered by these people who have like a cult or whatever, and then he does a bunch of coke and goes and like kills all these monsters. He does like coke and then does karate. It's really good.
Coke and karate.
And like, but it's all like bloody and it's done so seriously. Like it's not like a joke. It's all like very intense and dark and like well made.
On coke and they're like, let's have coke. Have you ever done coke?
No, I never.
Me neither. No. Have you ever done Adderall or like?
No.
I've done. It's really good.
Yeah.
Not coke. I've never done coke, but like Adderall, Concerta, and all that jazz.
Concerta. Okay.
It's like the whole family of legal coke. It's so good. You get so efficient.
Yeah, I don't have a problem focusing, but maybe I can like work for long stretches.
Yeah. You stop blinking.
Just weird.
Like you know how you blink a lot.
Yeah.
You stop blinking.
Really?
I remember I used to when I was back in my engineering days. The last couple of years, the last maybe 6 months, I would say. I started taking Concerta just to help me focus more. And I became so efficient. It's as if I mastered my job in 6 months because I would sit and then 2 eye blinks later, I'm like, oh, it's 7 p.m. Wow. I need to go home.
You miss lunch?
I would work during lunch or whatever.
What?
Because your brain is like, once the thing is you have to take it and calculate it well. Because if you take it before, like 30 minutes before, and you see something and you get focused on it. So I had to take it.
You gotta like, it's like Viagra. You gotta make sure
exactly.
You gotta
it's Viagra
turn
for the brain. Exactly.
And then you get the boner.
So it's like I have to take it, and then 25 minutes later, bam! At my office, the software is open. Programming, modeling, analysis.
Was this offered like in the cafeteria or?
Yeah, there's a there's a lady comes and just shoots you. Then I went to the doctor. I always knew I had ADHD, so I went to the doctor. He's like, okay, try it because it's not that bad.
Man, okay, what do you think these dreams mean? Okay, I had a bunch of dreams. Usually I don't like talking about dreams because dreams are so stupid and shit. But like, I think these dreams mean something. Man. Okay, so. I hope it's that and not I'm a bad friend. But so I was hanging out with my friend Raf, who lives in Toronto now. Him and I were inseparable growing up in Park X. We were best friends all the time. And in this dream, I took all of his stuff. Like I took his jacket, his bedspread, all this random shit he owns. Yeah. And I went to the tallest mountain and I threw everything he owned off of a mountain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I saw, even I think Harrison too. Like I was like, hey, sub Harrison. I took his stuff, took his braces.
And you threw
him off a mountain. And then I saw Raf, like we were in high school, I think, and he saw me and he walked by me. He was pretending to ignore me, and I was trying to apologize to him. I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, bro, why'd you throw my stuff off of a mountain? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Okay. And I woke up. Okay. I was sweating.
Oh, wow. Did you eat something before you going to bed?
No, maybe water.
Did you feel bad when you woke up? Or?
No, I had that in my head though. Like usually I kind of forget the dream, but this dream was very vivid.
And is it adult Gabe that threw all the stuff?
Yeah, but we were in high school also.
Okay, yeah, that's time doesn't make sense.
I looked at my wrinkly dick.
I really did. Was it hard?
No, it was soft and old and not high schooly anymore.
Not high schooly anymore. You remember your high school penis?
I think so. I remember like I trimmed my pubes in high school.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell everybody. So I told like the girl next to me. She's like, why? She's like, why are you telling me? I was like, I don't know. Like I wanted to tell someone. No, I couldn't tell any. I didn't really speak to that many girls then. Yeah.
It's good that you had no shame back then. It's good. No, it's good. I've so much shame regarding to my penis. It's everything until I took magic mushrooms a couple of years ago. I'm just shameful.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Like, oh, shame. I have boners, shame. I'm coming, shame. I trim my pubes, shame. Yeah. I would say it's just probably, because you're not as close to him as you were before. No. So it's as if, you're throwing his ashes in the wind.
Yeah.
You're like, go.
Our friendship is dead.
It's not, probably it's dead, But it's okay. It's a levy.
So on Sunday, we went by the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out, blah, blah, blah. It was fun. It's funny. Parades are just... I haven't been in the parade since I was a kid. So you go there, I don't know what to expect. In my head, I expect everyone to be like wasted.
Why did you go?
Because Claire wanted to go. She's Irish. She'd never been.
She's Irish?
Yeah, she's half Irish. Like her family is from Ireland. Like half her family's from Ireland, And we're like, okay, let's go. We wake up early anyway. It was 9 a.m. We got to get there for noon. So we wake up, we go, and it was fucking freezing. I had McDonald's and a coffee. It was very nice. And then the parade starts and just people waving. It's all it is, like, hi, and we don't know them. And so Claire waves back, and I'm like, why are you waving at the guy? Like, you don't need to wave at him. He's like, he's waving. It's like, no, but it's like you don't wave at the fucking zoo.
Yeah, you do.
Zoo. Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah,
you wave at the monkeys?
Yeah.
Also, when we were younger, right, there's all these local community celebrities we all knew. Steve Caballero, these like weathermen we love that are hot and charming. And
that
shit.
Bird and
all these guys. And
now it's Pantelis.
Yeah, now it's
us and Pantelis.
That's hilarious. Pretty much we probably get the same amount of viewership that they get now. But so they would be like on this float, right, as a kid, and they'd be waving, and they would be like, "Oh my God, it's John Richardson," or like some guy from Show 'em FM, like, "Oh, the Rock Man," and he's like, "There, yeah, rock and roll guys," and we're like, "Woo!" And then they had the same float, and it was all the same people.
Really?
It's like Mitsumi Takahashi, and she's literally like a tiny Chinese woman now. She's like, hello. She's so small. Freezing. She used to be like, everyone used to think she was beautiful back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember her?
Not really. I just know her from Orange Joke.
Oh, yes. Mitsumi Takahashi is like a Japanese Canadian news presenter, right? And she was like beautiful back when we were all kids, like in the 80s and 90s. And now she stayed news anchor till this day, and she's like fucking 80. She's like giving foot massages now.
Mitsumi Takahashi.
Yeah, and it's like this guy with his microphone, give it up to like Sheila Johnson. Nobody's like, okay. And then
It's a big thing. This St. Patrick's Day.
If it was a summertime, and there was a St. Patrick's Day parade, it would be the most fun because you could really enjoy it. Yeah. It was so cold. We left halfway. We're like, this is fucking freezing. Yeah. It was snowing. Oh, and like there's this all these marching bands, and they can't wear gloves, and they're all cold and shivering. They're all like 16-year-old, like shaking little girls, freaking out for fun, shaking. And anyway, so I went on Instagram and I saw my buddy is in the area from Park X, who I grew up with, friends with Raph and all of them. Yeah. And I was like, dude, come by Grumpy's. We'll hang out. Yeah. And I haven't seen this guy in like 10 years. And he looks the same. He's this chill dude. And we were just hanging out. And he was like, we didn't really want to drink that much. What? Well, because I had the show at night, right? So I had like a couple with him. And he was like telling me about like Raph and shit. How he... Sorry, I'm trying to get these pubes off.
Sorry, I'd like to put them up on your hands.
I don't really want to talk about Raph that much, but like he, wild. He had a wild back history story. He's lives in Toronto now. He's divorced, and he's
divorced.
Yeah.
You'll see it. Yeah, you'll see. Like
it's weird.
It could happen to me. It will happen to you. Yeah. People around you start getting divorced. And single dads and single moms everywhere.
It's different, and we're all older. And he's like a COO of some logistics company.
No, you're COO of Bonne Nuit. No, you're artistic director.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. He seemed like we had fun, and it was nice catching up with an old friend from the past. You know?
Were you close with that guy?
Yeah, pretty close, and we immediately got along, and started laughing.
That's the beautiful thing about friendships. Like, sometimes like I don't see Guillaume or Eugene for like
months,
a month.
Yeah.
We're busy. He has a son. And then the second it takes like maybe 5 minutes just like get the gears back. But once the gears are back, and it's as if.
Yeah,
we're ageless. Like it's the same conversation we had when we were 12.
Yeah,
that we have now. There's just different subjects, but it's the same depth. Yeah, it's the best. Male friendships are amazing. Girls, a lot of girls talk about girl friendship, how awesome they are. I find male friendships are beautiful. Yeah. The brothers at war. Like if we were at war, we'd be like fucking war companions.
Yeah,
like we killed Nazis or whatever.
Bin Laden.
Yeah,
but
World War I, shanking Germans.
He was he used to work at Kit Kat. Remember like that depot used to hang out at?
Yeah.
He was like the not the bartender.
Wow.
He just worked there like behind the bar, just like chilling, and we'd just hang out, watch TV, and he would just drink and he would smoke. And
do you Google sometimes old friends?
Well, actually, I guess so.
Because I changed countries, so I Googled like my childhood best friend when I was 7 or 9 or 10 or whatever. And he's a priest now. He
in
was
Lebanon?
He was a Muslim.
Wow.
He converted to Christianity and became like a minister.
Wow.
Isn't it crazy?
And do you remember him from that age, like 7-ish years old? Or?
Yeah. When I went to Lebanon and when I was 15, I met him.
Wow.
We were both children. But he converted from Islam to Christianity and then became a minister. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Like I have
and I'm bald.
Does he have hair?
He still has hair.
He prayed
son of a
follicles.
Jesus, I guess. He looked like Jesus too. He had like long hair and like
skinny
and
hot.
He was hot. Big ears. Ali.
Muhammadi.
No.
Anytime anyone says Ali, I always think Muhammadi. You can never not ever think of it anymore.
It's good, unfortunately. All right. Okay.
I have memories of.
I gotta be careful.
No.
I know. It's just I make these jokes that can be taken badly.
He's got a good sense of humor.
And I have another friend. He moved to the States. I remember I Googled. I couldn't find her. Like my crush. All of. Did you grow up with crushes? Mm-hmm. I always had crushes. Mm-hmm. To this day, I have crushes. I'm a 40-year-old man with crushes. Isn't that weird?
Depends. Like, that's no. You're a single guy, so like it makes sense. That's how things start with a crush.
Yeah, but you see, I never I just enjoy having the idea of a crush.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was young, I was in preliminary school, and I had a crush. Her name was Nadine. And I was madly in love with Nadine.
Wow.
Like I would sit with my mom and we were doing my homework. I'm like, Mom, do you think I'm gonna marry Nadine as I grow older?
Ah,
like, pow!
Why would she smack you?
Because I was supposed to do math.
Oh,
stop being
what?
Do your homework. Pow!
Dude, that for sure made.
There's bombs falling all of us. We don't have time for romance. Your dad left us. Pow!
Okay, that's why she's smacking you.
Probably. I mean, I'm extrapolating, but I was madly, and I couldn't find her. Like I Google her, I'm like, I'm not sure, because I remember when she was 7. I don't know what she looks like as an adult. She was very pretty 7-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Like, I remember her eyebrows.
Whoa.
No, but as a child, I was like, oh, she was the most beautiful girl in class. Madly, she has thick eyebrows. I remember that.
Okay.
That's all I remember. I was madly in love with her.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of Nadines that had her last name. Nadine Zaidan, everybody, if you want to Google.
Okay, nice.
There's a few of them. They're beautiful women. I saw a couple that were like beautiful. They kept the looks. Maybe got plastic surgery.
The 7-year-old looks to today.
To the day, just you know.
Still got that.
It's crazy because back then there was no sexual. It's not sexual attraction.
No.
It's just like you love staring at their faces.
It's really hormones being released.
I don't know. It was just like her face. I remember making her laugh. I remember. That's like the few things I remember of my childhood. There was her and there was like a couple others, and I would make them laugh. And I remember that. I was like, ooh,
it's nice.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
That's like my first, my intro to show business.
Yeah.
Because I don't know for you, how did you grow up? Did you grow up like with love? Not love, but was there a lot of like self-hate as a child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, because I imagine like, with the story about your dad, was there shame about who you were?
No, it wasn't shame over that. Nobody cared because everybody kind of had the same upbringing, you know. Like everyone's dad was in a halfway house or like a
that's good. That's
or gone or
it's very smart of you to
or
like,
working at a dépanneur or something like that.
I didn't have that. Me, I was like, oh, shame.
Oh yeah,
poor. Because I went to a really good school.
Oh, okay.
Like everyone is rich. In my mind, everyone is rich, and I was like poor and.
I still felt better than everyone in my school because I was the only white kid.
Really?
I was like a lot of minorities around here. I have a lot of minorities. And I'm like literally the minority. I think it's a Louis C.K. joke.
That's good. I don't think so.
Oh no.
But yeah, I remember like hiding behind the comedy. I'm like, I'm just gonna be a clown and make them laugh. I remember one of the jokes I made. It's so stupid. I'm like, guys, want to see a magic trick? And I would just rub my hands.
Okay.
And if your hands are dirty and if you rub them, you'll have like little black like dirt.
Oh.
They're like, look, there's nothing on my hand. And then you would rub them,
and then it'd be like, poop.
Well. Hopefully nothing will come out now because I wash my hands. I'm an adult.
What would be in your hands? What
just
dirt?
Little,
like semen and
no, just like black
crayons,
like black stuff or whatever.
Okay.
And this one, they're like, whoa. Oh, it was very stupid. Listen, it was 7-year-old comedy.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I got better, guys. I got better.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
In my elementary school.
Yeah, who was your crush in elementary school?
Okay, in high school.
You didn't have a crush in elementary school?
I did, but it was not that interesting. Like this is a way better story, I think. Yeah.
I had one in the high school too. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Just as quick, like I had you remember you would get wet dreams as a kid. I would get them still now if I don't ever have sex or jerk off. Like I get them, but. Like when I was in Scotland, I would have wet dreams because I was scared of to jerk off around Wasim.
Jason.
Yeah, you know. But I had a wet dream about this one girl in my school.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say her name. But she was like a really pretty like Greek girl, you know.
Yeah,
she was very like very like I don't know, pretty, whatever. Let's say. And I had a wet dream. I can't remember what the wet dream was. It was probably like, you know, banging and shit. Yeah. And I at the bus stop the next day, I was hanging with my friends. You know, like in high school, there's like levels of like popularity, but they're very like it's like non-binary. It kind of flows between up and down. Like a guy that's really popular can hang out with the nerds sometimes because you guys grew up together or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with like guys from Park X. Some of them like are nerds. Some of them are like the cool guys. Yeah. Some of them are like sports stars. You know, but we're all buddies from Park X, right? So I tell one of the guys, super popular guy, he's this big, huge black guy. He's like the basketball star with the big stick or whatever. And I tell him like, yo, I had a wet dream about whatever, that girl. And the thing is, I wasn't popular enough to talk to that girl because she was like the super popular hot girl group, right? Yeah. But he was the cool black guy. So he's like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to tell her right away. And everyone at the bus stop is like, what happened? He's like, this guy wants to fuck her. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm on the bus, nightmare. Like, I'm like sick. I'm on the bus. I'm like, please don't tell him. We're going to tell everybody. And he tells everybody on the bus. Everyone's like, bah, laughing at all because it's all kids going to school.
Oh, God.
And we're fucking.
The horror.
I'm like sick. I'm in homeroom class. I'm like, fucking everyone's. It's going around. It's going around. Everyone's knowing. He's telling everybody. I think it's because I reacted hard, right? Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to tell everybody even more now. And so it was art class. Him and that girl and me, we were all in the same art class. God. And this art class was a particularly douchey art class. It was like all just Italian assholes that like were the meanest people, sociopaths. And so they all found out, and they all just kept on trying to push her towards me.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was like, oh, God. And I was pretending I wasn't noticing. I was just so humiliated. She's like, ew, gross, black, God. And I was like, oh God, she hates me. And then that's my whole life ever. It was terrible ever since.
That's why we're losers and we fucking became comedians.
Oh my God.
Oh God,
Isn't that the cringiest shit?
That's the shittiest. Yo, that friend sucks. He used you to like up his coolness. Maybe that's how you become cool. You gotta fucking shit on the people who are beneath you and just gotta step on them to get higher.
Yeah.
That's why you can't trust cool people.
I was just, like you tell
I don't
somebody.
like cool people. I don't. Cool
but
people.
I was just telling him as like, yo, as a goof, But he took it so seriously.
Well, no, he's like, I'm gonna use because he's a sociopath. I'm gonna use it to step on him to get higher and higher. Mock this man. Yeah,
got a lot of mileage out of that. Yeah.
There's even in high school, I had a couple of crushes. There was one. She was I think Russian or Ukrainian. Oh my God, manly. I think her name was.
Zelensky.
Her name was Zelensky. She was like, I don't know if your school had that, but in our school they had a Akay, which is a welcoming class. Basically, even if you don't speak English, they put you in that class. You just immigrated from Russia.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, you're 14. What are you gonna do? You never learn English. Where are they gonna put you?
Damn, no, I just never thought of it.
Yeah, they put you in Akay, and she was so beautiful. She's so beautiful, like black hair, white skin, crazy eyes, and I was just madly in love with her. I remember, I don't, maybe I told you already, but I was in the school magazine or whatever. I used to write for the school.
Yearbook.
Yearbook, not yearbook.
Oh, so
like a newsletter.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I wrote, and I included her name. Like I wrote and I'm like, because I couldn't talk to her directly. I didn't have.
That's really good idea though.
And I just
she's like, can I interview you? You say
no.
Oh, no.
I just wrote a story, but I included her name.
Oh yeah.
Her name was. Let's say her name is Yulia.
Oh, so you added just a name,
as
a character.
Yeah, and then it was exactly her description, and word got to her that I included her. I'm like, I'm a ballsy man.
That's pretty good though.
That's not that never had the balls to go to her. Did I tell you that one day I went to her house and I gave her flowers?
No.
I never told you that story? No way. I never told you that crazy ass story. Oh my God. Get ready. You ready?
Okay,
you ready?
Yeah.
That is the craziest story I've ever done in high school. Among one of them. Secondary 4 or whatever. I was young, maybe 15, 16, 17, 16. Maximum 15, 16. Madly in love with that girl. Never talked to her.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, in that. Okay,
yeah,
so
okay. So I'm in high school. She's there. I see her every day. I just get lost. Every time I see her, our eyes just lock. I just lock eyes with her.
Really? And she's like,
just have that effect on me. You're like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I don't know what to do with her. So one day I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna express my eternal love for her. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her she's the one for me.
Oh God!
And here's the thing. I hung out with losers just like me.
Jeez.
That they're like, Amer. I tell my friend, like, Amer, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell her. They're like, all right, here's what we're gonna do.
Oh, your French friends. Oh,
no. There were like a couple of Jews and a Romanian. And
this is the worst group I've ever heard of. Romanians and Jews.
That was my high school.
Hey,
oh yeah, we're all like this. Yes. All of us. So what I do is that I knew she lived not far from the school, so we got on the same bus. Like she took her bus back home, and I think I took the bus after her. And when she got out, I also got out. And then we followed her to realize where she lives. I'm like, okay, this is where she lived. And then I went to a flower shop around the corner. By the way, this is crazy. I followed a girl back home to find out where she lives. Yeah. I go to a flower shop. I buy a bouquet of flowers. I tell my friends, guys, stay at the corner. I'm going to go express my eternal love to this girl. So I go to her house. I knock on her door. Now that I'm older, I understand what I saw. It was an alcoholic Russian father.
Okay.
Because back then I was like, why does he look like this? Like,
how was the house? Was it a nice house?
I stayed outside.
Okay.
So I just knocked at the door at a bouquet of flowers. I'm like, hello.
No, but like, was it a how nice?
It was normal.
Just
It
normal.
was a Kot and Luke house. It was a regular.
Okay. In my head, I just pictured it was like super rich for some reason.
No. I went to
like she had a huge mansion.
I went to a public high school.
Okay,
and she's a recent immigrant. So it's
yeah, it's true.
So he opens the door like, hello, can I speak with? I forgot her name. I think Olena maybe or Yulia. And he's like, что? I'm like, all right. Just imagine chubby, 5'2" Amer with like fucking long. Oh God, such a loser. She comes down. I'm like, hello, Julia. I just want you to know, I think you're so beautiful. Oh my God. I am madly in love with you.
For real? You say all these things?
Oh God, here's a bouquet of flowers.
You say you're beautiful?
I think you're
this
most
is the most
beautiful.
ballsiest thing I've ever heard in my entire
I've
life.
always had balls.
That is
I've always had balls.
Crazy sane.
Because in my mind, like, love deserves balls. You cannot fall in love if you don't have balls. So she's like, she couldn't believe it. Like, all my feelings were new to her. She's like, what?
Wow.
Like, huh? So I'm like, I love you. Here's a bouquet of flowers. I think you're the woman of my... Oh, God. And you know, what's crazy is that, like, I remember going there and seeing my friends at the corner.
Dude, was she very gracious about it?
She's like, thank you. Okay, thank you. She's like, I don't want a boyfriend right now.
Aw, she's smart. She's good for...
And then the next day she confirmed that she's like... But from ever then, like, she's like, hey. It was a very... But every hey
she's
would
very
just
nice.
break my... Of course she was nice.
Well, people in my high school would be like, ew, get away from me. You fucking... And she'd beat me up or whatever.
Did that ever happen for real? Get away from me, you fucking queer.
Well, it's... Yeah, well, okay. Not to me specifically, but I have heard... And seen a lot of humiliation go down from mad Greek women to little Indian kids being kicked.
But there's nothing. This is very deep humiliation.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
My beautiful flower, I come to you with affection and kindness.
Oh, my God. Damn.
To this day,
hardcore.
It's crazy that to this day, I still have, like, it affected me so much that I still to this day, like, if I see a girl with, like, dark black skin, dark black hair, with white skin, I just automatically am attracted to that. She's so beautiful.
Julia.
I think I saw her once on a bus, but I wasn't sure it was her. Because that look is very typical of a region of Russia. Like really, really dark skin. Like black skin. White, black hair. White skin. And like really vivid eyes, like colorful eyes. That's a specific look to Russia. And I was just like, is that her? I'm not sure.
That is wild.
Oh, dude. It's another story. So there was a teacher. I'm not going to say her name. Marie Zarif. I'll say her name.
Okay.
It was my chemistry teacher. She was Arabic, kind of. She had the most beautiful smile. Like big smile. And the biggest tits I have ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And I would just sit in class in chemistry and I was sitting next to my friend Ming Chao.
This is great.
My first Asian friend, his friend Ming Chao. And we were both super horny. And we would just sit in class. And we both had... hard-ons, bro.
Oh, no.
Like that, you could see the table just lift from our hard-on.
That's great.
And we're just staring at. She had a humongous tits, and she knew it, so she would.
Really?
She was like, she was probably like early 30s, maybe in her 20s, and we were just so turned on by it. Like gorgeous, like she had the Joker smile, till here.
Oh yeah, and Ming Chao was like, me so horny.
Me so horny. And we're just staring at her, and just and I remember there was a high school dance once. I'm like, I'm going for it. I gotta go tell her that.
No, how old were you? Like 15, 16?
14, 15, 16. In that,
Damn.
So I'm like, hey, Madame Zarif, like, let's go dance. She's like, Amer, and she was so polite. She's like, Amer, don't you want to go dance with girls your age? I'm like, no, they're disgusting.
Wow.
You look at you. I'm like, come on, and she's like, no. She was so gentle.
That's amazing.
Being rejected kindly. Oh God.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh God, Marie Zarif. So I think she was a lesbian.
Okay.
I think she was a lesbian. I'm not sure, but I think she was a lesbian. Yeah.
Oof, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, but dude, what age how old were you when you lost your virginity?
17.
Really?
Or 16, something.
Seriously? In high school?
I think it was just right after high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yeah, you finished high school at 16?
17 or 16.
Oh, wow. Okay, that means I was
maybe I was 18. I don't know.
14, 13, around that age when I was expressing my love.
Well, the girl that I lost my virginity to, it was this...
It's a guy.
Yeah, the girl was actually a guy. She was this girl that went to my high school. She was one grade lower than me. In the summertime, we all would hang out. It was like... she was like a very like Anglophone, and then we hung out with this one girl who was like very Greek that lived in our neighborhood. And then there was this big crew of Greek kids that would come to Montreal from Greece every summer.
Wow.
And they would wreak havoc on Park X.
Oh,
they
wow.
would go and
Why would they come to
I have no idea. I don't know what the hell this rage, but every year from like
oldest civilization on the planet to Park X. Go to Park X. Why would
maybe they have relatives. Maybe they're like the parents were like, okay, and they go home.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want to be in Greece in the summertime. It's
No.
like 80 degrees. It's
But it's
so
it's
hot.
Greeks.
Yeah,
Greeks?
but it's Greeks.
It's Greeks.
But if you're in there, like I was there in the summertime, and I'm like, this is hell. Like this is
Yeah.
too hot. You just have to find shade like a dog. There's no air conditioning. Park X, at least you got like a pool.
Okay.
You know, I guess you got the beach there, but
yeah.
but I don't know.
Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, anyways.
So, so we would all hang out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was even people from Little Italy that we would hang out with, all in Jerry Park. Big, beautiful park, and it was all different groups of like people all coming together to hang out every day. And there's this one girl. Her name was. I'll just say it. Doesn't matter.
What a beautiful name.
Very nice. And I had a huge crush on her and her friend.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I was just happy to be there because I thought they were so pretty and so funny and nice, and we'd all laugh and shit. And then the Greek guys came, and they were like big, scary, like gorillas, like, and they like one guy would like jump off like huge staircases and roll, and he would had a BMX and a skateboard, and they were so athletic, and I was like, I'm fucked. Like that's how you either need to be a gorilla or you're just a nerd next to these guys, you know. So I'd be like, I would use like my brain. I'm not even that smart, but I'd be like, the intellectual. That's how I will beat them with my being smart.
With my intellect.
Anyway, and I would make them laugh and stuff. So those Greek guys, they were not funny. They were just their idea of like jokes would be like, you're gay. I guess it's the same thing as me. I guess the same jokes I do still.
You became them now as you grow older.
Oh no. So I ended up dating one of the big Greek guys.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
Of course she did.
And this guy was. It's what's funny is like I would see him like since I think he still I think maybe he lives in Montreal now, but like I saw him a few years ago. He's like really, really fat, and he said like, I can't stop eating McDonald's. They don't have it in Greece. I eat McDonald's every day, you know. And I'm like, okay, good, deserve that. But so they were dating. I was all sad. But I had to crush on another girl, but I was too shy. She was like even prettier than the girl that I ended up losing my virginity to. Yeah. So like I just friend zoned myself, you know. I was just like, I can't, and I was just like depressed, and I would just like kind of do my own thing, and then I found out that they broke up, and I was talking to the guy, and he like barely spoke English. He's like, I also was sad because I thought because I was a virgin, and I just assumed that he like plowed the shit out of her, you know, with his huge dick, and I'm like my virgin little dick.
BMX.
Yeah, right. I just thought he like just fucked her,
riding her like his BMX.
Yeah, dude, he's greasy fingers, all this shit, and I was like so insecure because I was like, I have no experience, you know. This guy's got years of like being molested by Greek priests as a child. He has so many years on me.
He knows how to finger.
Yeah. And I find out they never did anything.
Okay.
He's like, this woman, she will not do it. She don't let me touch her pussy. Nothing. All she do, yap, 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 yap. These Canadian women in Montreal, oh shit. And I was like, yes.
She's still pure. She's mine to take.
And then I asked her.
Yeah.
It took all like in it, like, you know, like MSN Messenger. We all like, I was like in group messages with her friends being like, I'm obsessed with her. She's the best. All this shit. And then if she finds out that I just like her so much, right? And she's like, Gabriel, I'm not looking for a boyfriend right now. Nothing, you know. And I'm like, okay. So I'm all like depressed. I'm all like sad, you know. I think I just turned 17. I was like, damn. And then I find out this book came out called The Game.
Oh, The Game, baby!
I read it. I see my stepbrother reading it. Right. And I'm like, what is this? What is this book? Because I never seen him read a book ever in my life. And I'm like, why are you reading a book? Like, what book is it? He doesn't want to say. And I'm like, what are you... So I look it up, and it's the pickup artist book.
Yeah, pick up The Game. Neil Strauss.
Dude.
Change our lives.
Change.
For the worst and the best.
The thing is, my stepbrother was like really slow. So like he was reading this book for like 3 months. I finished it in a day. I blow through. I'm like, this is the best book ever. and I memorized all like the cool moves.
Yeah.
So I remove myself from her entire life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I reinvent I pretend to reinvent myself or whatever. I'm all like different and more interesting, and then she hears stories like, oh, Gabriel's works at a grocery store now or whatever. I know something. I think I worked at Mythos or something like that. I worked at a cool bar.
Wow, yeah.
Did you hear Gabriel? Whatever, all this shit that gets back to her. And then she writes me one day on MSN. She's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like whatever, fucking busy and shit." She's like, "Okay, if you want to hang out." I'm like, "Whatever, fuck, I don't care."
For a girl, God,
shit, fuck you. And then eventually I think we hooked up, and then we lost my virginity to her, and I was all sensitive after. I was like, "Hold me."
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Yeah.
So if you want to hook up with 17-year-old girls,
the
Bonne Nuit podcast recommends reading Neil Strauss, The Game.
Okay. Use our affiliate link with
That's
Amazon.
crazy. Yeah, use our affiliate. Pedophilia.com.
Pedophilia link.
Yeah. LeonardoDiCaprio.com.
Yeah.
That's
so funny.
Neil Strauss, The Game. That's great. Dude, the fact
Mm-hmm.
that you're able to change.
Yeah.
Because to this day, maybe... I don't know. As a young boy, 17, as a young warhog, the idea of why would a girl want to fuck me blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in my mind. Like, she wants a man.
Mm-hmm.
She wants a man with money and prestige.
Okay.
And not a level, but like
high society.
Yeah, this is what a woman wants. Why would she fuck? I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
I didn't have money. Like, I never cared about my body. Like, the idea that a six-pack can get a girl, to this day, I don't give a fuck. Like, the idea that a six-pack can get a girl.
But at 17 and 16 is one thing.
I know,
we're all
but in my mind, I was 45.
Okay.
In my mind, I'm like, how can I fuck a 30-year-old? Like,
how do I get the Mesdames Ferré or whatever?
Because in my mind, it's not a 17. I never looked at a girl as a 17-year-old. For me, it's like it's a woman. So like in my mind, that's a woman. Like, they always seem smarter than us.
Yeah.
They always knew like they were talking about more. So in my mind, it's not like she's a child. Now I know she's a child.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not a child now.
No.
But I'm saying back then, I'm like, why would a girl... Status. That's what I always... Yeah, a woman wants status.
Yeah.
Money, status. And I mean, how... And in my mind, like, how can I be interested? Because here's the thing. I never thought of it from her point of view. She's 17. She's as dumb as me. In my mind, no. She's a 45-year-old ex-CEO. But I'm like, why would a 17-year-old... Like, I don't have status. I don't have anything. I never traveled.
But also, if you're just a fun person to hang with and
but
shit
I'm not
like
a fun. I've never been a fun guy.
Okay.
I'm not a fun guy. I don't believe in fun.
But also, like,
I'm a hardworking guy. That's
like,
it.
At 16 or whatever, like the summertime for us. You remember like the OC? It was like that. It was like this is the best summer ever.
But I never did any of that. I never had fun in the summer.
No. What would you do in the summer?
Just stay home and go out at night and go smoke a shisha with the Romanian and the Jews.
Oh.
And like go dancing with other men.
At 16?
I was quite gay. No, at 16, I don't remember what did I do when I was
15, 16, we would never.
Nothing.
I was never home. I was outside on my bike, hanging with all these fucking little rascals, causing ruckus.
I would go out a little, but it wasn't. The outside world was never something. I was watching like stand up.
Oh yeah.
And just furiously jacking off.
Okay. Damn, man.
Yeah, I never.
I hated high school. Summer was the best. I fucking loved summer.
That's why I always liked school. I liked studying because it's like it's. I guess no fun associated with guilt, which is maybe why I became a comedian because like it's fun is work.
It's true. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
Again, probably comes from something in my childhood
Yeah.
where I can't have fun.
Damn.
But
yeah.
It's crazy. I'm so happy for you that you were able, through the power of knowledge, change the world. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. I changed
That worked
myself.
once in my life.
Ever?
One time I had a humongous crush on a girl. Like a humongous crush on a girl.
Okay.
And I was able to get her by like perseverance. And she's like, we dated when we fell in love and blah, blah, blah. Only one girl.
And what'd you do? Like, you read a book or Power of Now? Or
I became hot.
Okay. You changed yourself.
No. I just physically, I didn't even try anything. I just lost a ton of weight.
Okay.
And I had beautiful hair. It was like the height of my hotness. I was like 21, 22 maybe. So I lost my virginity. That changed a lot in a man. I lost my virginity at 21.
Okay. To who?
To Marie-Ève.
Is a girl?
Yeah.
I mean, girlfriend or something?
She became a girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. She was, I was, I think, second year in university or third year of university. Yeah. And we had an amazing, it's the first girl that I had an amazing rapport with. And one day I just, I called her. And I know she had I was kind of sure she had a crush on me. Because she was laughing really hard at my jokes. Like, too hard.
Okay. Yeah,
and then we went on a date, we fucked, blah, blah, blah. It didn't last for long because it was just, just not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Not into it.
I don't know what meant a boyfriend meant, or she knew what a girlfriend meant. But it was fun. It was nice. We stayed friends afterwards. And but that at school there was a girl. Her name was Carol. At university, she was just we call her mysterious Lebanese.
Okay.
Guillaume and I, we went to university together, and we would give people nicknames. Like one he was named Fetus Head because his head looked like the head of a fetus. Like when you see the profile view of a baby in its stomach.
Yeah.
And the head is like just there was a lot of forehead. We called him Fetus Head.
Guillaume?
No. Guillaume and I, we gave people nicknames. Okay. So we had one guy called Fetus Head.
Yeah.
There was another guy called Amer. We called him Bizarro Amer.
Bizarro.
Because he was like 5'2" and he was like wide and he's like, he's just weird. Bizarro Amer. We had a guy who he had crazy hands because he had a hand that was like this.
Oh,
Aaron. It was very mean. But there was her. We called her Mysterious Lebanese. She was in one of my classes, and I was just black hair, white skin. She was a little punk. She would wear like a sweater, and over the sweater she would have a T-shirt.
I was That's cool.
What? That's crazy. And she had like David Bowie on her
shirt. She was like fucking.
She's the one who introduced me to David Bowie. And she would wear jeans with Converse. She was very like tomboyish, and I would be like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever met in my life. Totally crazy, madly in love with her. And the second I saw her.
Did you start dressing like all punk rock too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
What did you wear?
Well, I was skinny, so it's
Wait, it's true. Did you start dressing like Ben Cardilli back in the day? You know how he dressed back when his hair was all like...
Well, I had Justin Bieber hair. Maybe I'll find a photo. I'll send you. I had like long, beautiful, luscious hair. And as I said, that was like the highlight. I never, ever reached that point of my hotness ever. Yeah. And I don't remember the first time I talked to her. I think we had like a friend in common who had like a copy of an old exam that I wanted to get to her. And I remember I spoke with her, I made her laugh, and I was able to get her phone number. And I remember we started talking a little bit, and I told her like, I want to date you. Like she said, we should date. Aww. And she's like, no.
What?
I'm like, no, we're gonna date. We're gonna be best friends, and we're gonna date. And she's like, no, I'm not. I don't want a boyfriend.
And you grabbed her hand and you started squeezing really tight. And he's like, you don't get it. We're gonna date.
No, we just started hanging out, and she slowly but surely fell in love with me, and we dated, and that was the only time where I'm like, I want her, and I got her. Because it's crazy. I just had confidence. It's crazy. At that age, you learn.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. But then it was like superficial confidence. I was hot. I was just hot. Like, I'm an engineer. I go to McGill. This is,
it's pretty good.
I'm gonna be an awesome, cool motherfucker.
When does it happen? When, let's say, you're a young, hot professional, and then all of a sudden it flips, and then you're just like an old guy that just had a job. Like, you see an engineer and he's just old, but now you see engineers are all like, hello, and they're in their
they're 30s.
And they look, but then you don't see the in between. You kind of just see the super old guy.
And they just
where's the guys in between? What are they, sabbatical?
They go in management or project management. Like Guillaume right now, I would say he's like in project management. He's the old guy now. Yeah.
But he's not super old yet. He's like the middle.
He's 40, I would say.
I know, but like old is like
like
50 something, where they're like smoke breaks up the ass, dying.
I don't know if these still exist because now people are more health conscious.
Yeah.
But you're right. At a certain point, when you're young, there's pride.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm an engineer. I'm working on cool projects.
Probably driving a cool car, Tesla or something.
It's your first. Like, I remember when I bought my Mazda, it was like my first brand new car. It was really cool. I really liked it. But at a certain age, you realize like, oh, this is every job, as cool as it is. At a certain points becomes routine, and this is, I think, where it starts to slowly die, because you're like, oh, I can't quit, because if I quit, I have this mortgage and a car and a house and a wife and kids maybe, so you just become stuck in your job. You just become like You do the same thing over and over and over again, and you see people who are younger than you that start like networking and they get promoted over you.
Christ.
You know what I mean? And then a guy that you trained 5 years later, he's
Fucks
your
your
project
wife.
manager.
Oh.
He's fucking your wife. He's fucking your wife, and like
and your kids.
his kids are calling you, are calling him dad now.
No.
I remember when I was an engineer, I was still new, right? So all the jobs I had, the second I felt like, oh, I'm not. This is getting. Once I mastered it, I just wanted to quit.
Oh.
So once I mastered a job, I just quit and got another job because I
okay.
didn't have responsibilities. I didn't feel the prison aspect of it. I didn't have a house.
No.
Clearly, I am still in the same apartment.
Okay.
So what happened is that I remember once my senior engineer, we always headbutted him and I. Once I went to his desk and he was just crying. And I was like, ooh, and I just backed away.
Okay.
And then you realize, oh yeah, like I had outside of work, my life was great. I was in my, late 20s. I was making $100,000 a year. I had a prestigious job that I could, like, you tell any girl that you're an aerospace engineer in your early 20s when you look hot, and they're like, psh.
Yeah.
You don't need the book in the game. You don't need the game. You had game. You were the game.
But there are
You were the Matrix. You were Neo.
There are some guys, like you can say you're aerospace engineer, and if you don't hold yourself as if you are an aerospace engineer, it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. But the thing is, how can I say it? I always consider myself a loser, and the fact that I achieved this, I had that confidence. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I did when I was young. I didn't think I was the shit. Maybe
then you saw it coming. You're like, I'm gonna be the shit.
Then I worked really hard to become the shit. And then this is where my confidence came from. The fact that I worked really hard to do, like, I'm the shit.
Okay, gotcha.
So I would talk to girls and I would be funny and charming and I would be me, but at the same time, like, ooh, he's an engineer. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. What was I talking about? Oh, I was saying, yeah. So yeah, in your 20s, this is the highlight. I see them now. We do shows and I see like young engineers and they're well dressed. They're like, yeah, I used to dress well, like they're nice shirts and they're like, ooh, and I see the ring on their pinky toe. I'm like, oh, I remember being that age. That like little, bravado. That's nice. But then you'll see like 5 years later, they see their career not going anywhere.
I never had that ever. I never had like anything. No, never. No, because I never.
And yet again, you fucked so much.
That has nothing to do with that.
Here's the thing: I've always, and especially in those years, I fucked women that I found hot.
Yeah,
like they had to I had to not earn them, but I had to be worthy. I always consider myself like I'm not gonna bother a girl if I don't consider I can bring something to her.
Okay, well I don't want to spend that much time.
Because in my that's smart. In my mind, in my mind, why would a girl date a loser? That's the thing. Is like.
But it's also, you're not, like, if you want to hook up, the hookup culture has nothing to do with who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Even as a hookup, the girl has to go. Even as a hookup, I'm like, I want her to go, like, oh my God, I fucked Amer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then you're getting in your own way then. If you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Of course. Yeah, it's all mental.
Yeah, damn. No, I never really. Yeah, I never had that, so I don't know. Maybe I'm having it, not really even now, but like maybe in 5 years from now.
Yeah. Oh, but I know that what I was thinking was wrong. It's just now I'm very comfortable. Like, oh, I guess I'm a loser. Like I don't care at all. Like,
yeah.
Look at me. I don't give a shit. And that's sexy by itself. The second you stop caring and you just focus on what you like, you become interesting.
It's true. Yeah.
That's what, as you grow older, you realize you become interesting. And that's the most interesting thing.
The first person that I ever wanted anyone to care about was Claire when I met her.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care about anyone.
Yeah, you should always, She's going to listen to this. You should have a segment called, if we're going to talk about the women of your life, you should have a segment called Claire.
Yeah. No, true, yeah.
Why? Why was it her?
She was awesome. She was like the first person that made me laugh a lot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's that nice. Wasn't like gross. Like nothing about her made me feel like, oh, this is kind of like something about her deep down is disgusting. You know, none of that.
That's nice.
Yeah, and anything, it all felt very pure and happy and nothing grow. Like, in the book we're reading with the disgusting comedian guy book we're reading, I felt like when I would go on dates with these women, it would feel a little bit like that. Like something about it would be like, I'm gonna get in trouble, or I'm sick of it and guilt and like just you feel disgusting. But with her, it was always great.
I've had a few girls where like that felt perfect. Like I've had a few Claires in my life. Some of them, you're right. You go and you're like, oh, this is
like everything. It's like, you want to go back to my house, and I'm like, no, I don't know. There's a few times where like on the way to going to some of these girls' places, I would see a bus come by, and I would run for the bus.
Really? You would just leave her, and
I would just be like, dude, fuck this.
Great. Like that's why you have awesome stories.
Once,
because you make so many stupid mistakes.
Once I saw the bus, I ran for the bus, I missed the bus, and I had to go back to the girl, and she still let me come over.
Oh God, that says a lot about the girl.
This is great. She was very, very nice though. She was very, very nice, but I didn't like her that much. But she was actually like, she was nice.
But you would still, that's how horny you were. You would go on dates with girls that you don't find attractive.
I was just really fucked
just
up.
to fuck. Wow.
I don't know if I was even that horny. I was just like,
part of me, I'm not acting as if I'm better than you. I'm actually worse than you. Because part of me is like, I cannot go on dates with women I don't find attractive, because I don't want to be seen with unattractive women. That's how vain I am.
I know what you mean.
You're like, you'll go with a troll, you'll fuck Amer.
I don't know if they're trolls, but they were all pretty, I remember, except a lot. But I'm joking. No. But like, because in that Che Guevara book, I was understood he would have sex with anything, right? Yeah. He would have sex with old ladies, like fucking.
That's this
quoted as like
30-year-olds.
Huh? Like yeah, exactly, 22-year-old. But he, no. But I wasn't that much of a pig. But
yes, you were, bro.
Oh, it's enough. I don't know. Whatever.
Gabe, you were. It's okay. It's okay. You never heard it. Anyone heard it? Never hurt anyone. It's okay. It's okay. So
I mean, I probably have hurt some people.
Yeah, me too. So did we. We all did. But in the sense that, like, there's, have you fucked girls? You're like, she's not good looking.
No.
I have.
Okay.
Never?
I probably have, but I can't think of any right now.
Just like, first of all, you're lying.
No, but I can.
Really?
I would have moments where
you were running away from them, Gabe.
Because I didn't.
You were running.
Because I would be in the situation so many times where I would see what later on in the evening would be like, or the next day, and I was like, I can just skip all this. I don't need to do any of this. Yeah. So then I would leave. And that's, you're actively seeking meaning in these interactions. Yeah. And then at a certain point, there was if you felt there was no meaning, or this was shit, or what was.
But they still wanted to, like, they felt something. I
guess so. They're on, Tinder's a new thing for them.
Yeah.
Oh, this dating culture, hookup culture, And I would be like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. Like, there's no way. Like, if I gotta do this, I would rather just go.
That's crazy.
Like,
you shouldn't. Oh my God, I'm trying to write a joke about like anyone. Like sometimes you meet like a couple and they're like 30 and like, oh, we've been together since we were 12 years old. And then you talk to the guy and he's like, babe. I'm like, you never had to work hard. You've gotten your dick sucked at 12. Why would your brain expand? You've gotten like orgasm from like. Why would your brain feel the need to get better at anything if you're getting your dick sucked at 12? That's why I think you should lose your virginity at 45.
Yeah, just working towards it.
Just keep working, and then like just any girl, like, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna get a black belt in this. I swear, every time I meet them, you're like, hi, yeah, we've been together for 40. Like, your brain never felt the need to expand.
It's like they just.
Like, you tell me about your shitty days where you used to take girls to parks or whatever and like shitty bars. I swear, when I started comedy, I didn't date for like 2 years. Because I'm like, what? I'm going to take her to a shitty Grumpy's to have a beer? That's disgusting. I don't want to go on a date.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not being myself. You know me.
You
said it was, you told me, Amer, you still date as if you're making $100,000 a year, but you don't make $100,000. I'm like, well, then I don't want to date.
Okay, I gotcha. No, yeah. But but also I was young too. Right? I was, I'd say, like 25, 24 when I was doing 23.
Yeah.
So it made sense that then again, I grew up in such a fucked up area where I didn't know that there's 23-year-olds driving nice cars with their spiffy thing. I didn't know. In my head, I'm like, yeah, we all go to the debonair and then fall down.
But didn't you go to university?
I was so removed. I hated university. I felt like so isolated all the time, and everyone was so foreign to me. Like I was the foreign kid, but they all looked so weird to me.
Yeah, they did look weird, like Anglophones. Like
I was not. I did not fit in at all.
Me neither. I had like 4 friends. I had Guillaume and another guy, and that's it.
Weird.
I didn't hang out with anyone at university. But yet again, I knew, maybe because I watched a lot of romantic movies. I told you, and I knew. I'm like, okay, this is what a man. This is how a man should treat a woman. There's certain luxury that you like. A date for me. Like money shouldn't even be a subject. It should be like just about us. All this fun is just for us to create a bond. That's it. That's all. But I think it's when you're broke, it's not fun.
No,
I don't like that. I don't have that thought of idea about like. That's why it's fun to date when you're rich. Because like my friend Guillaume right now, I shouldn't have said it, but he's single, right? And he's dating, and he's telling me like, oh, we went there, we went there, we went there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what dating in your 40s should be like. Yeah, he's probably putting $900, $700 on dates every month.
Yeah.
And she's putting that amount.
Okay.
So imagine the quality of the dates they're going to. They're going to spas
wild.
and renting chalets.
Jeez.
They're living a life because they're both single. They're both professionals making very good salary.
Yeah.
And she's what, in her 30s, maybe 36?
Okay.
Or whatever. So she, like, it must be so hard for her to find a guy with who she can do these things, who makes as much money as her or more.
Yeah.
And she gets like fine, like it, because he could do that with a 22-year-old girl whenever he wants.
It's true, because you just take her, hey baby, I'm coming.
And the girl's like, ooh, this is nice.
Yeah.
But for her to find a guy who doesn't feel like threatened by her money, who with who she can do all these cool, like, it must be so hard for her. So I'm very happy for them. But I was telling him like, your date budget must be huge. He's like, yeah, it's about $700 a month.
That's a lot.
Think about it. $700-800 a month on dates.
That's wild.
Imagine how like you go on a few dates, nice restaurants. Every time you go to a restaurant, it's a couple $100. You go to a spa, a couple $100. You go rent a chalet, a couple $100. It adds up. But these are awesome dates.
Yeah. But then as you get, like, let's say they grow together, they're like, they don't need to impress each other as much anymore, so they can like do nice.
But it's not impressing each other. It's just that
things they enjoy.
It's
mutually.
It's a luxurious lifestyle. They don't have kids. So why not just?
He has kids or a kid.
I mean, he has a kid, but it's not with her.
Yeah.
So why not just go and?
It's true. Yeah.
This is the I'm like, oh, this is what I look forward to.
Yeah. I guess like in my 20s, early 20s, I was able to transfer over from Greek guy, from like 18-year-old Greek kid to like 21-year-old hipster guy.
Yeah.
So I started drinking Pabst.
Oh God.
And then I started like I don't know, wearing shorts and shit. I guess I always wore shorts, but like
that's disgusting.
But then you can hang out in the park, drink a beer, hang out on the Tam Tams.
If you ever see me at Tam Tams, call the cops. I'm getting kidnapped. I would never hang out.
And then you party, bro. And then
why would I go to Tam Tams?
I mean, I haven't been. I actually hate it, but I would go as a kid. When you're 20.
I prefer to stay home and do nothing.
It's where the people. It's where the women were. The ladies, the
they
cool
all have
guys.
Like armpit hair, and they
not then.
No,
they were. It was still the 90s then.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Maybe you're right.
I don't know. Oh, that was disgusting. But no, I don't regret it. Then it was a lot of fun, and Tinder helped. I was at the forefront of Tinder. They used my metadata to algorithmically help other losers. They're like, this guy, we need to take what he's using and inject it into the future updates.
It's funny, we're talking about love and relationship and dates, and you know how much I love 40-year-old divorcee movies. I saw a 40-year-old divorcee movie.
One?
I think it's called 3,000 Years of... wait, let me get my phone.
A slave.
3,000 years.
3,000 years is holy shit.
Okay, so I've always have had a thing for hot men in their 40s, like Antonio Banderas. Remember Antonio Banderas? How hot he was.
Young.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. Now I find the man right now who represents this male
it's bad.
sexiness of for women in their late 30s, early 30s, is Idris Elba.
Oh yeah.
He is. Oh
You
God.
think so? I think he's hot, but he's like scary. He
Yeah,
looks
but
like
that's how
he's
a
like
man,
a little bit like
that's how a man is.
He looks like a criminal.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're racist. Second of all, that's hot.
Yeah.
That's what gets vaginas wet. You have to be a little bit of a bad boy, but he's like an adult bad boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he still had that like I'll fuck you up in the eye, but
Yeah.
he's like he's a man. You know, that's what women in their 30s like.
Okay,
So
I gotcha.
so there's a movie I watch and it represents.
Is he in it? He's in a romantic movie. Is it Luther?
It's called 3,000 Years of Longing.
Oh,
Here's the
jeez.
poster. Let me show you the poster.
I'm waiting for you. This looks insane. Get out of here. Wait a minute. That's Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton or whatever?
Tilda Swinton.
What? They would never go together.
That movie was made specifically for women in their late 30s who focus on their careers, who are single right now. Maybe they have a cat. And they look at Idris Elba and they're like, oh, Idris.
Yeah.
Oh, Idris. Are you ready for the cheesiest plot line?
I'm waiting for you, Tilda.
So what's her name?
Tilda?
Tilda. So Tilda is like a scientist, researcher, writer who goes to Turkey because she's writing about the paranormal and how stories affect our lives. And then she buys a lamp and she rubs the lamp. And guess who comes out of the lamp?
Really?
A jinn.
Oh, cool.
And the jinn is
I just
Idris Elba. So it's like the whole movie is like a big giant black guy, shirtless.
He's Robin Williams. Hey there, Aladdin, I'm gonna blow you.
And it's such a movie made for women at the 40s because there's so much dialogue.
Yeah.
Where he tells her, "You get 3 wishes, do whatever you want," and she's like, "I don't know, because wishes they're not.
Oh.
They end up biting me in the ass." He's like, "Woman, just get the 3 wishes."
Is that how it is? Really? That's
and
funny.
he's like, "Well, what if I choose the wrong one?" She's, "Woman, you have 3 wishes. Just take the fucking wishes." And he's like patient and
great.
talking. There's a lot of talking, and then he tells her his life about like when he was, 6,000 years ago when he was in love with Queen Sheba and how love was stolen from him. It's basically the
in Baltimore, back in the
in the Wire.
Yeah.
And it's such a, and then she falls in love with him,
Oh,
and then she wishes.
Am I gonna have him, white bitch?
Dude, it's so she fall, and then they have like a sex scene where it's so funny. He's so much bigger than her. Like they expanded, like they zoomed her in and they zoomed him out. Like her head is his shoulder, and she's like, oh, and she falls in love with him, and then they go to London together.
Oh, okay.
But the electromagnetics and the electricity of London is making him die, so she sets him free. But then he visits her every couple of months, just I guess to fuck or whatever.
Really?
Dude, it is.
Is it good?
It
sounds
garbage.
pretty good.
It's the visual effects are really nice, but I couldn't. How can I say this? I couldn't not watch it as a divorcee, 40-year-old woman
you were like,
drinking wine. Oh, Idris, because it's so made. It's I really touched my penis.
Yeah.
It's so made for that specific woman who's focused on her career, who never got married, never had kids, and now she's old and she feels lonely.
Yeah.
And she's just fantasizing about Idris, like, oh, a jinn, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a jinn.
Yeah.
And it's Idris Elba, the sexiest man alive.
Dude, these old hoe movies. That's where the money is.
I'm an old hoe. So it's an old hoe movie. It's so funny. The sex scenes are hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you see Idris Elba in a sex scene,
Oh.
and then he
Is he like puking the whole time? He's like, oh, this old bad wish.
Oh, Tilda. It's but I watched all of it, of course, because I had to finish it. It just made me laugh so much. There's then some interesting dialogue, but there's a lot of talking. It's a movie and honestly, the whole movie is him going, just make the wishes. I don't know. What if I make the wish, please? Yeah. And then he gets angry, but he controls his anger. And she's like, ooh.
Okay. That's great.
It's hilarious.
That's funny.
highly recommend not watching it.
I won't. I probably won't. So don't tell Claire
Well,
about
probably
it.
your girlfriend's gonna watch.
Yeah,
Idris Elba is so hot, but I
yeah.
don't know, maybe she's racist.
Yeah.
She likes black guys.
I have to get to the show.
Okay,
pretty soon.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for watching and listening to this episode of It Was a Bonne Nuit. We forgot to record a goodbye, so I'll remind you that we have a show Saturday night at Lord William Pub in Montreal. Get your tickets now because they're gonna sell out 100% for sure. Also, don't forget to get tickets to our live show every Sunday. Hit up itwasabonnenuit.com. Okay, thank you for listening. On behalf of Amer, Rez, and Gabriel Amasi, goodbye. We love you. Bye.